Everybody, Craig Shacklett here from URComped with a special edition of Meet the Influencer. Today we have Ariana from Jackpot Beauties, content creator and slot enthusiast. Ariana, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Craig. I'm very excited.
Well, I am too, and I'm excited to learn more about you. And why don't we start off with just telling us your background. How did you get started as an influencer in the casino industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So I really got started through my passion for slots, of course, being a slot enthusiast. But I've been going to the casino for many years. My husband and I, our very first date was at a casino, and it's kind of been I would say, a foundation of a lot of personal events that we've had. So we started recording, our experience of playing slots. And we started posting them on social media and some of the insights and experiences that we would have at certain properties. And it kind of just really grew from there.
Now, was there a first video that really took off where you're like, okay, I think we're on to something here?
At the time, there weren't that many influencers. I would say maybe like 100, 200 channels max in comparison to how many are out there today. So we had a video, it was playing Game of Thrones, and we hit for over $14,000. Now, I don't know if you've played the Game of Thrones slot machine, but it's like this really big, beautiful display of a machine. It's got a dragon that comes across and goes over to like the other neighboring machines. So it's a great spectacle to look at. And then when the dragon like blows the fire, everyone can see around like that you're in a bonus. So the game just exploded for us. And that really, I would say, broke us into the algorithm and showcased our channel.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And so your channel, is it mainly YouTube? Are there other platforms that people can engage with you on?
No, so we really focus, our primary focus is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We initially were doing some TikTok and we got some amazing, amazing traction from that platform. Unfortunately, when they canceled live streaming on TikTok, it wasn't quite the same. Now we still post there because obviously some of our audience is on that platform as well, and we don't want to neglect that. But there was a huge difference when they banned live streaming for gamblers. So
interesting. Okay.
yeah.
And then tell us about your audience. Do you have a typical demographic?
Yeah, absolutely. So the age range is about from 35 to 65, about 59% being male and 41% being female, all really focused on the casino lifestyle and casino culture.
Nice. So tell me about the content that you like to create. Is there like certain types of content that you find to be most engaging to your audience?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say live streaming content is the most engaging because my viewers or my followers are able to interact with me in real time. I would also say it's probably the closest thing you can get to gambling because, you can't really skip ahead. You don't with pre-recorded content, you can kind of cheat a little bit to see, oh, wow, she hit the bonus here. Or look at this hand pay that she got at the end, or Jackpot Beauty, as we refer to them on the channel. But live streaming, you don't know what's going to happen. And the craziest thing could happen with a slot machine, of course, because it's very much the unknown. So live streaming content, I would say, is top for most engagement. The next one I would say is, of course, the pre-recorded content. And my husband and I really make it a point to create an immersive experience and tell a story, one that has, drama and suspense, all of those things that we're really looking for when we go to the casino, that dopamine boost, that adrenaline boost, that thrill seeking. We do that through the post part of our content development. So creating storylines, adding in sound effects, great music that's exciting and fun. and then doing our 2 camera setup, which I talk and interact with the viewers as though, we're right there gambling. So if I hit a bonus, we're like, yes, air high fives, we're in. And, I get comments all the time. People are like, air high fives. I was like screaming at the television. I was so excited for you. So that really is what we focus our attention on.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
That, tell me about the first time, because I imagine this would have been like kind of a trippy experience. Like the first time you were recognized on the casino floor. What was that like?
Um, I would say it was fun because in our work efforts, we're like, okay, we're getting somewhere here. We're getting some traction. Like people are seeing our channel. Because when you're a new channel and you're starting out, not a lot of people are seeing your content. So you're kind of like, am I doing the right thing here? Is this how we're supposed to be going about this? So when I was first recognized, which was after that video had blown up on Game of Thrones of us hitting the 14,000, people came up and they're like, oh my gosh, I just saw your video. I can't believe you're here. And I'm like, well, yeah, Tampa's my home casino. So for me, it was very interesting because in my mind, I'm just a slot enthusiast who's sharing my experiences. But for a lot of my viewers, especially as I've seen growing and getting larger in my growth, is we're part of like their family, their friends. Just as we get very attached to a character on a video or a TV series, they're the same way. They're looking for that content if it's supposed to be posted on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And they want to know what's next in Ariana's Jackpot Beauty adventures. So it's just it's crazy. It's wild.
Now, you've kind of touched on this in how you explain like creating your content, but do you deliberately balance entertainment information in your posts? Or yeah, how do you do that? How do you balance that?
Yeah, so I casino content is of a different breed for sure. So I do my best to balance between, informative casino tips and, mixing that gameplay with casino insights. So, more or less, you can't really give a lot of tips on playing slots. So I really try to focus the informative aspect on, my best places to stay, best cruise lines to go on, what my experience is like, using your player's card to make sure that you're getting the benefits, because there's a whole lot of misconception with that, because as players we're very superstitious. So some are like, I win more when I don't use my card. And I'm like, no, please don't do that. You're spending all of this money. You want them to account for every penny that you are so that you can get those benefits. And then, really focusing on the entertainment aspect. So there's definitely a balance of what I can provide as far as my insight as a slot enthusiast and someone who visits casino properties or properties that offer gambling or cruise ships, while also still making the content entertaining and ensuring that that player or that viewer that's watching feels like they're still gambling, but they're also getting value in, oh, maybe I should go visit that property. Ariana really liked that one, or these benefits are really great at this property. I'm going to plan my next trip there.
Perfect. Now, how do you think the role of influencers in the casino industry will change and evolve in the next few years?
Wow. So I mean, I would say that with the emerging of new technology and new games that are coming out, and the landscape really broadening for influencers as far as influencing, a lot of viewers, I would say today, even though my demographic is a bit older, they're watching YouTube. They're finding a specific influencer that they really love and connect with, And they're taking those personal experiences and they're placing a very high value on them. So while I would say the casino or the gaming industry definitely moves a lot slower than the other industries that have totally delved into influencers and their value, like the makeup industry, the fitness industry, we are still a little behind in those times, I would say, in the gaming industry. So much so that some properties don't even allow filming to be done on their property, which absolutely boggles my mind, because why wouldn't you want those eyes and that demographic that are specifically looking for the service or the property that you offer as a brand?
So that kind of leads into the next question. What advice would you give to casinos looking to leverage influencer marketing more effectively?
I would say, what's really been popular for me is the premiering of new slot machines, or perhaps a new restaurant or something that is just being launched on the property, or a new spa. Having those influencers come and share their experience, or try that for the first time, or do a live premiere of, I'm the very first one to be able to play this amazing new game, we've seen a lot of value in. In addition to that, aside from the digital aspect, there's a whole nother side of that, which is the in-person aspect. A lot of these viewers, as I stated earlier, they have that relationship with that content creator influencer that they're watching, and they want the opportunity to meet them in person. So I think the casinos can really get a great value from having those influencers host a meet and greet or a slot tournament, because one, they're really going to see their ROI in real time, because if every player is required to get a player's card, maybe they offer $10 in free play, $5 in free play. They're going to go play because they're the demographic that, the market that they're looking for, their target market. And those casinos can really value what's coming in from that influencer.
Now, is there any influencer activity that you think has hurt the perception of influencer marketing to casinos and kind of slowed the growth? Because I think everything you said makes a ton of sense. And
Yeah.
I do believe casinos are going to get there. But obviously, like, some have had bad experiences, left a bad taste in their mouth, and that may be slowing things down. So, are there any influencer activities that you've seen that, again, have not been great? And then
Yeah.
two, like, is there anything casinos maybe should put new agreements that can help, limit that bad activity and make them feel more comfortable working with influencers?
Yeah, I think properties have already started to, one, either they absolutely don't want to deal with influencers, so they just ban recording, and they're just like, okay, no, that's not for us. Um, but I think that there are properties that have found a happy medium. If you go through the appropriate channels, through their marketing team or through your host, and you get approved to film, I think that that makes a huge difference and gives the casino a bit more control over who's recording on their property, how they're recording and portraying their property, um, the quality in which they're portraying their property. They have a lot more control over those aspects. So really encouraging influencers to come, but having them go through the appropriate channels to get approved, to ensure that the content that they're posting is to the standards that they would like to have their brand to be represented, and also respecting the players around them and their privacy of gambling. I think that is a huge, huge liability for the casino, and something, a trust that they really want to maintain with a lot of their players. So when influencers are not considerate of that, I think that that really affects our relationship with the properties and their trust in allowing us to come there and film.
Now, if a casino executive is watching this and they're like, hey, I got to get Jackpot Beauties to our property to play our new machine, do the big premiere, what does a collaboration look like, and what can that casino expect from working with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So at this time, we're really seeing that a media package is the best way to go forward with casino properties, where they're guaranteed a live stream, and now these can all be adjusted depending on what the needs of the property or what they're looking for. So a live stream event where we're doing a world premiere of a new game that they may have, and they kind of rope that off and really make it a big event for the influencer. Like, I'm going to be the first one to play this. Obviously, on my end as an influencer, I'm going to be hyping that up through my social media. Like, hey, I'm going to be at this property at this date, at this time. I'm going to be showcasing this brand new game. I'm going to be the very first one to play it. So you're going to see all of its game features. You're going to see, the cabinet that it's in, and all of the greatness that this manufacturer has really worked very hard on to make our gaming experience absolutely great. So the world premieres, the live streams, and then also doing some pre-recorded content, because while the live streams are a great source of in real time engagement, and I would say definitely help for me to interact with my community and get feedback in real time, having that pre-recorded content on there is, the gift I would say that keeps on giving to the property that's doing whatever that media package is, because their name is going to be up there. We take the time, as I stated before, the structure of our content about really creating that story, that experience. So the production time is a lot more than just the live stream. We're really curating that to have the best images, video, B-roll of whatever that property wants us to showcase in a nice, beautiful content, video that the viewers are going to see. And then I would say, working with the influencer to help promote events that are coming up. If every casino property or casino has an event schedule, whether it's a slot tournament, whether it's a giveaway, incorporating me making a 1-minute commercial and incorporating that into my pre-recorded content is going to get more eyes on, like, oh, she's going to be at this event, or hey, we live in Reno. I didn't know there's going to be this, huge slot tournament or a big concert or whatever activity or giveaway that they're interested in doing, utilizing those influencers to get it out, because that's really who they want to target. Otherwise, why would they be hosting the event?
Yep. Wonderful. And how can casino executives get a hold of you to arrange having Jackpot Beauties out at their property?
Yeah, so they can contact me through email. Info@jackpotbeauties.com is going to be the best way to get in contact with me. And then for us to set up a call, and for my husband and myself to really fine tune what the properties are looking for, what their goals are. Of course, for me to share my analytics to ensure that we're the right fit, which I think that we will be. But creating some type of plan that's really catered to their needs, what they're looking for, and what they're looking to achieve.
And how about for members of the URComped audience that maybe aren't familiar with Jackpot Beauties? What are your coordinates? How can they find your content?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go to @Jackpot Beauties on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So you can see all of the content. Of course, I am just stepping into the world of cruising, which my husband and I totally love. We went on the Wonder of the Seas Royal Caribbean ship, and we had an amazing time, and we killed it at the casino. There are all that content is marked off for you. So check those out, because we have another video. I don't know when this will be launched, but on Thursday, which is going to be out of this world, especially if you like Dragon Link. So,
Oof.
yeah.
All right. Get over there, subscribe to Jackpot Beauties, set your notifications on so you know when this insane new video is going to come out.
Yes.
Ariana, thank you so much for the time. This is super interesting. I really appreciate it. And I learned a lot, and I'm sure our audience learned a lot as well.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.